But that new Dexter is about to come out.
Yeah.
But that last season hurt me so bad. I just don't want to give Showtime money to watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, is it bad?
It's like if they like the new Game of Thrones show that's coming out. I don't think that's gonna do well.
No, probably
Why
not.
they-
It's too soon after a shitty ending.
It was, and I'm happy that it ended, not because it's over, but because it did what the books haven't yet.
Yeah.
Ended?
It ended. Yeah, I got a conclusion. Even if I'm not a big fan of that conclusion, at least it's over with. I don't have to wait anymore.
I got tired of Dexter's sister, so I was happy that it was over.
Yeah, well,
She got
spoiler
on my
alert.
fucking nerves.
She died at the end of the last season.
Did she? I don't even remember that. I just know that the show's over and I don't have to see her again.
She died, and her murderous brother took her on a boat out into a hurricane. And then when the screen fades back from whatever, he's a lumberjack. Now,
And he's okay.
and
Lumberjack and I'm okay. I sleep all night.
You know
I
what?
work all
Murder.
day.
I like
my
the end of
jam.
that show now. I did not realize it was a pun this whole time.
Yeah, that's what it was.
He's
a lumberjack and he's okay.
I think they were worried the guy was going to die of cancer. That's why they could finish the show so quick.
What guy?
The
Michael
main
C.
guy.
Hall.
Did he have cancer?
Yeah, he had
Yeah.
cancer for a couple of years.
Well, I didn't know that.
He was fighting cancer the whole time he was doing Dexter.
Oh,
Huh.
dang.
He was like a Spartacus that actually made it.
Sparkletus.
Oh,
Sparkle Tush. The
Are
gay
y'all planning on
Spartacus.
Are y'all gonna plan on watching Wheel of Time?
yes,
Probably.
yes. As
Wait,
soon as I make enough money to get Prime again.
Oh, okay, it's on Prime. I was
Mhm.
afraid it was on something I didn't have anymore.
Weekly
it's on
release,
Prime.
too, which I'm actually a fan of for some shows.
They have spent about $5 billion with a B dollars on that show.
Damn.
$1 billion per season.
They've already like greenlit it for 5 seasons.
Yeah, because Jeff Bezos has the numbers of how many times Wheel of Time books have been downloaded. It's a lot.
Hey, remember Amazon was a bookstore.
It's a
Yeah.
huge popular series.
Yeah.
Maybe I can actually find out what the actual story is because I've never been able to make it past 1.5 books
Yeah.
without feeling completely daunted.
I've never read it.
The story's kind of basically big bad evil guy wakes up, prophecies, magic, a lot of tired old fantasy tropes, but it's the characters are well written, well done.
The problem with like a lot of the tired old fantasy tropes you're talking about is when this series was new, you know, people were just getting back into that sort of thing. So it was kind of fresh. Then it took him how long to tell the fucking story? Like
He didn't finish it. He died first.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brandon Sanderson finished it. And I like a lot of his stuff.
The last 3 books of the series are really well done, really well written,
Hmm.
and those are Sanderson.
Oh,
Those
3?
are the ones I haven't read then.
Oh, okay.
You haven't finished it?
No, I grew up with it as it was coming out. I kind of was following it. I didn't, of course, read it when it first came out. I read it like after it was already had like 6 books out. I started going into it, and then,
They're all meaty books, too, right? They're not like.
Yes.
Yeah, they're
Yes.
all pretty big books.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 1,000 pages each.
Oof.
Ugh.
that's a lot. Like each audiobook's like 35 hours, something like that.
It's like I missed one of the Way of
It's
Kings
good.
books. And it's one of those, like it's a 54-hour listen.
Yeah.
I missed one and the new one came out. And I was like, that means there's 100 hours that I need to catch up on this. I kind of fell off from it. I'm with Jeff. It's too much.
Oh, when you drive all day for a job, audiobooks, man, they are a lifesaver.
Yeah.
Well, my problem was it was just waiting so long between when the next book would come out. You'd kind of forget where it like had left off at. I mean, I remember the main story, but like what had happened in the last part of the last story right before this next book came out. You'd almost have to go back and reread to catch like, where am I at again?
Yeah. But I did like how Jordan would write each chapter from a different character's perspective. I enjoyed that. And he had so many characters that you could have an entire book and never repeat the same character's perspective. So that is a bit daunting.
That is some shit that I was already frustrated with Game of Thrones, and it's only like 5 books
so far.
Well, I don't think Martin's going to make it. I think that's his plan. He's just hoping to pass it off to Sanderson.
This is dark, but I hope that he passes and somebody else writes it and does a better job, because those last 2 books were terrible. They were not good. They're not worth your time. Those first 3 books, phenomenal. 4 and 5, garbage writing.
Gonna get us in trouble with the Martin stands.
I don't give a shit. If y'all read those books and like it, there's nothing I can say here to appease you. There was like a whole chapter of like Cersei being like paranoid that Tyrion's in the wall somewhere, and I was like, okay, well that's fun, but it kept going back to it, and I'm like, move the fucking plot along. Like, I don't need to read 8 more pages of this bullshit. I get it. Stop spoon feeding me what she feels. I understand. Can we move on?
Yeah.
She's a paranoid crazy person. Got it.
There were so many times reading that series that I would get to the next chapter and it would be Cersei. And I'm like, ugh, how long is this? And then I'd flip to see how many pages of Cersei there was. And then the next chapter was Sansa. And I was like, oh, God damn it.
Y'all sound like me reading an R.A. Salvatore book. I'm like, okay, story stuff. Oh no, combat. Let me flip through combat. Okay, here's the back. Here's the dialogue. Starts again. Let's see.
I actually like Salvatore.
I don't dislike him. I just, I just get frustrated with like trying to make heads or tails of all his very, very precise combat descriptions.
Yeah.
My God, please, I don't need to know this shit.
He ducked under the goblin's blade and upswept with his left hand scimitar to slice through his rib cage.
So it's
Drizzt
Monster Hunter, but fantasy.
Yeah,
Yep.
well, Monster Hunter with swords instead of guns.
Yeah.
Which he also writes a fantasy book that's a lot like that. But.
Yeah, I think he probably like cribs a lot of that style from Salvatore, probably.
It's action pulp that you read. I'm okay with it in small doses.
Fun.
But anyway,